What if I told you there's a forgotten science, a hidden art that laid the very foundations for our modern world? A discipline so profound, it was once considered forbidden knowledge. Welcome to Apex Alchemy. Today, we're journeying back in time to uncover the secrets of alchemy, an ancient practice often misunderstood as a foolish quest for gold. But what if it was so much more? What if it was the key that unlocked the door to modern chemistry, and perhaps even the secrets of our own consciousness? For centuries, alchemists were seen as shadowy figures, toiling away in secret labs, obsessed with turning base metals like lead into pure gold. This process was called transmutation. They were also on a relentless search for the elixir of life, a mythical potion that promised eternal youth and a cure for all diseases. At the heart of their entire pursuit was the ultimate prize, the Philosopher's Stone. This legendary substance, said to grant the power of transmutation and create the elixir of life. Sounds like a fantasy, right? Fairy tale from a bygone era. But let's look closer. While these goals seem purely materialistic, they were also deeply symbolic. The quest for a universal cure, for example, drove alchemists to experiment with minerals, plants, and metals. They were the original pharmacists, developing early tinctures, distillates, and chemical compounds in their search for healing. They invented lab equipment we still recognize today: beakers, flasks, and distillation apparatuses. They were the first to systematically classify substances and observe their reactions. Without their tireless, often dangerous experimentation, the field of chemistry as we know it simply wouldn't exist. They were mapping the physical world, one reaction at a time. But the physical was only half of the equation. This is where the story gets truly interesting. The alchemists believed in a powerful principle: as above, so below. As within, so without. This meant that the transformations they sought in their labs were mirrors of a transformation that had to occur within themselves. The laboratory was a microcosm of the universe, and the alchemist was a microcosm of the laboratory. So what was the true meaning behind the Philosopher's Stone? Many scholars and mystics believe the Philosopher's Stone wasn't just a physical object. It was a powerful metaphor for achieving personal self-realization and spiritual enlightenment. It symbolized the integration of all the opposing forces within the human psyche. Think about it. The endless conflicts we feel inside ourselves, the battle between logic and emotion, heart and mind, intuition and reason. The alchemists believed that to create the stone, you first had to find perfect balance and clarity within your own being. You had to unite these opposites to achieve a state of inner wholeness, a kind of profound integrated self. This inner work was the great work, the magnum opus. The process of creating the Philosopher's Stone was often described in stages, marked by colors: black, white, red. These weren't just chemical changes. There were psychological stages. The black stage, or negredo, represented decomposition, breaking down the old self, confronting your shadows, your ego, your deepest fears. It was a period of spiritual darkness and purification. The base metals, like lead, weren't just elements on a table. They represented the raw, unrefined parts of our own nature: our ego, our primal instincts, our inner baggage. The next stage, albedo, or the whitening, symbolized purification. After confronting the darkness, the alchemist would wash away the impurities, achieving a new level of clarity and self-awareness. It's like the dawn after the longest night. And finally came rubedo, the reddening. This was the culmination, the union of spirit and matter, the final integration. It represented the achievement of a higher state of consciousness, the birth of the new enlightened self. The base metal of the ego was finally transmuted into the spiritual gold of pure, unified consciousness. This wasn't about getting rich. It was about becoming whole. This deep psychological process is fascinating, isn't it? It suggests that the alchemists were some of the world's first psychologists, exploring the inner dimensions of reality and the self, long before Freud or Jung. In fact, the famous psychologist Carl Jung was deeply influenced by alchemy. He saw the alchemical process as a perfect map of what he called individuation, the journey to becoming a complete, integrated individual. He believed the symbols and texts of alchemy were a rich repository of the human collective unconscious. So, where does this leave us today? Is alchemy just a historical curiosity, a blend of early science and mystical philosophy? Or does it still hold relevance in our modern data-driven world? The alchemists were exploring the very fabric of reality, searching for a unified theory that connected the cosmos, the earth, and the human soul. They were working towards a higher harmonic state, a resonance with the universe itself. This idea of interconnectedness, of a vibrant conscious universe, is now being explored at the cutting edge of quantum physics. Scientists are discovering that at the subatomic level, everything is connected in a vast, intricate web of energy. The observer isn't separate from the observed. Does that sound familiar? As within, so without. Perhaps the alchemists were onto something far more profound than we ever gave them credit for. They were asking the biggest questions. What is the nature of reality? What is our place in the cosmos? And how can we transform ourselves to reach our highest potential? Their methods might seem archaic, their language shrouded in mystery, but their quest is timeless. It's the human quest for knowledge, for meaning, and for transformation. So, as we begin our journey together here at Apex Alchemy, I invite you to keep an open mind. We'll explore the fascinating history where science and spirituality were one and the same. We'll decode the cryptic symbols and uncover the hidden wisdom in these ancient texts. And most importantly, we'll ask ourselves, what base metals within us are waiting to be transmuted into gold? What parts of ourselves are we ready to transform? The great work is not a relic of the past. It's a living process available to each and every one of us right here, right now. Thank you for joining me on this first step of our exploration. If you're ready to question, to explore, and to transform, then be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss what is coming next. This is just the beginning.